yourself, and now I'm going to share my screen. Okay. And Adi Shankar, I want you to read the first set. Okay. Yes, Adi Shankar, are you there, Adi Shankar?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
A monster out of a molehill by Neil Levin. One morning, when Dominic woke up, his eyeglasses were missing. He was certain he didn't put them.
It's a contraction. Hid. Put them safely.
He put them safely on his bedside table, as any more who wore
eyeglasses would do.
Eyeglasses would do. Then he remembered he might have left them outside last night after gazing at stars, or maybe by the pond when he took them off for an evening dip. In fact, they could be anywhere. Dominic climbed out of his molehill and looked up around he didn't find his eyeglasses, but what he did find was a terrible hairy monster bursting out of the
next molehill over. And it was charging, right?
And it was charging.
What could be worse?
What could be worse? Without his eyeglasses, Dominic couldn't even tell what kind of monster this was. But it looked like something he had never seen before. Dominic started running, but he stumbled and tripped over a tree root. The monster was following him. It waved its
sturdy arms.
And
wiggled its long, sharp claws.
Dominic forced himself up and scooted onward.
After a few moments,
he stopped to catch his breath. He stole a
glance
at the creature. Were there 2 heads? 3 heads? He couldn't tell. Nor did he care to stay and count. He hustled forth again.
Very good, Adi Shankar. Very good. Your pronunciation was good. You
Ma'am, I can't see the code.
Okay, I will just share it again. Okay, dear. So your pronunciation was good. Okay, Adi Shankar, your pronunciation was good. You did a very good job, but I want you to be a little more energetic. Okay, dear. Okay. So be energetic. Have a glass of Horlicks or Boost or whatever you like. Okay. And try to read energetically. Okay. Be energetic. Yes. Yes, Adi Shankar, you did a very good job. So let's just repeat one paragraph. I will just read it and I want you to repeat it after me. Okay. Can we just do that?
I can.
Yes, very good. Okay. Am I audible, Ishan?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
Ma'am,
what about
your
others?
voice is breaking.
What
Yes,
about?
ma'am. We can hear you
hear
properly.
Okay, maybe
Can
Ishan, you are
hear you
having some
properly.
network issue. Okay. So I'm just going to share my screen again. Let's just read it once more. Okay. We are going to read the second paragraph. Okay, dear. So just repeat it after me. Dominic climbed out of a small hill. Adishankar?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Dominic climbed out of a small hill
Dominic climbed out of his small hill
and looked around.
and looked around.
Yes. He didn't find his eyeglasses.
He didn't find his eyeglasses,
But what he did find was a terrible,
but what he did find was a terrible,
hairy monster
hairy monster
bursting out of the next molehill over.
bursting out of the next small hill over,
And it was charging right toward him.
and it was charging right towards him.
What could be worse?
What could be worse?
Without his eyeglasses,
Without his eyeglasses,
Dominic couldn't even tell
Dominic couldn't even tell
what kind of monster this was.
what kind of monster this was.
But it looked like something he had never seen before.
But it looked like something he had never seen before.
Dominic started running,
Dominic started running,
but he stumbled and tripped over a tree root.
but he stumbled and tripped over a tree root.
The monster was following him.
The monster was following him.
It waved its sturdy arms
It waved its sturdy arm
and wiggled its long, sharp claws.
and wiggled its long, sharp claws.
Dominic forced himself up
Dominic pushed himself up
and scooted onward.
and scooted onward.
Very good, Adishankar. You did a very good job. Thank you, dear.
Thank you,
Continue
ma'am.
practicing. I will just share the new story today evening. Okay, I will just share the story PDF along with the audio today. I want you to start practicing that one. Okay.
Ma'am.
Ishan didn't read.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Can share. Ma'am, Anandita can share. Ma'am, I didn't go.
Ma'am,
Yes, 1 minute. I want you all to mute yourself. I will be, I know I do have the list of the students who got a chance and who didn't. So I will be calling your name, okay? And I want you to be patient. Yes. So,
Ma'am, moral story.
okay, dear, okay. So I will be calling your name one by one. Ahlam Sheza got a chance. Ahlam, are you present? Ahlam is absent. Okay.
no, ma'am, I'm
Ahlam is present. Okay, Ahlam is present. Aiden. Aiden,
Yes, ma'am.
Aiden, are you ready with your story?
No.
Okay, then I am going to share my screen and I want you to read it from. Okay. Yes, Aiden, let's just go with the first set itself.
A Monster Out of a Molehill by Neil Levin. One morning when Dominic woke up, his eyeglasses were missing. He was certain he didn't put them.
What is it, Aiden? You were certain?
Didn't.
He'd put them safely. So one thing I would like to tell you guys is that when I'm correcting, when your friends are reading, okay, when your friends are reading, I want you to listen to them, whatever suggestions, whatever feedback I'm giving to them. Okay, I want you to be attentive. I want you to concentrate on this class. Okay, I want you to listen to whatever your friends are reading, whatever suggestions and feedbacks I'm giving to them, so that if you're having the same problem or if you're having the same difficulty, then you can correct yourself or you can improve yourself. Just like Adishanga was also having difficulty in reading that particular contraction, right?
Ma'am,
Yes, he read it as he didn't. Then I corrected him. It is a contraction. You're supposed to read it like hid, right, Adishankar?
ma'am,
Then yes. So you are if you don't know how you are supposed to read that particular contraction.
ma'am.
Yes, dear.
Action, I did not know that when I was reading, I have two doubts.
Came across that particular contraction. Yes, it's not clear, dear.
Ma'am. He
It's not clear. I will just open my PDF. It's not clear, dear. The word is not clear. Okay. So we will just check that in the end. Okay.
okay, ma'am.
So just yes. So that's what. So when your friends are reading, be attentive, be attentive and listen to whatever feedback I'm giving to them, whatever whatever feedback I'm giving to them, so that you can also correct yourself. Okay. So that is what you're supposed to do when your friends are reading. Okay. Aiden. So what is the right pronunciation of this particular word? Aiden, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what is it? How are you? Yes, what?
Hid.
Yes, he'd put them safely on his bedside table. Yes.
He'd put them safely on his bedside table as any mole who wore eyeglasses would do. Then he remembered he might have left them outside last night after gazing at stars, or maybe by the pond when he took them off for an evening dip. In fact, they could be anywhere. Dominic climbed out of his molehill and looked around. He didn't find his eyeglasses, but what he did find was a terrible hairy monster bursting out of the next molehill. Over, and it was charging right toward him. What could be worse? Without his eyeglasses, Dominic couldn't even tell what kind of monster this was, but it looked like something he had never seen before. Dominic started running, but he stumbled and tripped over a tree root. The monster was following him. It waved its sturdy.
The monster was following him. So you are supposed to pause there. Okay, there is a full stop. It is the end. So you are supposed to pause there and then start it again. Yes, it waved its sturdy arms.
It waved its sturdy arms and wiggled its long, sharp claws. Dominic forced himself up and scooted onward.
Yes.
After a few moments, he stopped to catch the breath.
His breath. What is it? Breath.
Catch his breath. He stole a glance at the creature. At the creature were there 2 heads, 3 heads. He couldn't tell, nor did he care to stay and count. He hustled forth again.
Yes.
The monster was approaching quickly. Dominic saw it had big, squiggly
Tentacles. What is it?
tentacles coming out of its long pointy snout, and it was shouting his name. Dominic, it yelled. Let me catch up to you.
You. Okay, Eden. Very good. Your pronunciation part, you did a very good job. Your pronunciation was good and your accent was also good, but I want you to improve it. So you did a pretty good job. Okay. So consider my feedback and correct yourself. So let's just read one paragraph. Okay, Eden. So I want you to repeat it after me. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Eden, I'm going to share my screen once again. And I want you to repeat it after me. So let's just read the second paragraph itself. Okay. Okay. So Aiden, please unmute yourself. Dominic climbed out of a small hill and looked around.
And look,
Repeat after me, Aiden.
Dominic climbed out of his small hill and looked around.
He didn't find his eyeglasses.
He didn't find his eyeglasses.
But what he did find was a terrible, hairy monster.
But what he did find was a terrible hairy monster bursting out of the next small hill
Over. And it was charging right toward him. What could be worse? Without his eyeglasses, Dominic couldn't even tell what kind of monster this was. But it looked like something he had never seen before. Dominic started running. But he stumbled and tripped over a tree root. The monster was following him. It waved its sturdy arms and wiggled its long, sharp claws. Dominic forced himself up and scooted onward. Very good, Aiden. And I want you to practice more, okay? And you did a very good job. Keep it up. Okay, next, Ajwa Minha.
Yes, ma'am.
Ajwa Minha, are you ready, Ajwa?
Yes.
Okay, so are you going to share your screen or are you just going to read the mole out of a molehill? Sorry, dear? Are you ready with your story or should I share the screen?
Ma'am, you should share the screen.
You want me to share the screen?
No.
Dear, you are not audible. Please speak loudly.
Ma'am, I think she is telling she want to read your story.
Okay, you want to read my story?
Yes.
Okay, dear. Okay, thank you, Cassina, for helping me out. Okay. So let's just read the next set. Okay. Okay then. Yes, Ajwa, I hope you can see this. I hope the screen is visible for you guys.
Yes.
Okay, so I want you to read the next set, starting from the monster was approaching. Yes, dear, what is it? Okay. Ajwa, please start reading.
Yes. Okay. No. Dominic cried. He ran even faster but slipped on a rock and stumbled face first into a puddle of
mud.
mud. The monster was almost up upon him. Dominic couldn't bear it any longer. He sat up
Couldn't bear it any longer. Dominic couldn't bear it any longer.
Dominic couldn't bear it long. bear
Bear.
it any longer. Bear it
Any longer.
any longer.
Yes.
He sat up and covered his face, only allowing himself to peek between his fingers. The monster arm was just
Was reaching forward.
reaching forward, and there was something in its hand. My eyeglasses, Dominic said. He took them and placed them on carefully, as any mole who wore eyeglasses would do, and the monster came into focus. Only it wasn't a monster at all. It was his star-nosed friend, Sebastian.
Yes.
I found these on your boat last night and I didn't want anything to happen to them, he said. Dominic gave a sigh of
Sigh of relief. Dominic gave a sigh of relief.
Dominic gave a sigh of relief. He realized his body was just looking out for him. It couldn't have been any clearer.
Clearer. Yes.
Clear.
Ajwa Minha, you did a very good job. Your pronunciation was good. But I want you to improve your accent. Okay. So your accent is good only, but I want you to practice a little bit more and I want you to improve it a bit. Okay. It's good only, but I want you to improve. It's not just you. I want you all to improve your accent and I want you all to practice a little bit more. Okay. So let's just read one paragraph. I will just read it and I want you to repeat it after me. Okay, Ajwa.
Okay, ma'am.
So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, dear. So let's just read the second paragraph. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
My eyeglasses, Dominic said.
My eyeglasses, Dominic said.
He took them and placed them on carefully,
He took them and placed them on carefully,
as any mole who wore eyeglasses would do.
as any mole who wore eyeglasses would do.
And the monster came into focus.
And the monster came into focus.
Only it wasn't a monster at all.
Only it was a monster at all.
Wasn't. Yes,
A
it wasn't
monster
a monster at all. So
Only
this one is
it
a contraction, right? This one is a contraction of was not. So wasn't a monster at all. It was his star-nosed friend, Sebastian.
It was his star-nosed friend Sebastian.
I found these on your porch last night.
I found these on your porch last night.
And I didn't want anything to happen to them, he said.
And I didn't want anything to happen to them,
He said.
he said.
Okay, dear. Very good. You did a very good job. Keep it up. Continue practicing.
Ma'am.
Okay. Yes, dear.
Ma'am, what is the meaning of porch?
Porch. You guys, if you check your home, I don't know whether your home have it or not, but the place where we, the front part of your house where we used to park our scooter, cycle, car, and all those things. You have, Aradhya?
Hard parts.
Okay, so that is what a porch is. Sorry, dear?
What is the meaning of approach? Approach in the first paragraph.
Approach.
Yes.
Okay, it wasn't porch. I thought it was porch.
Approach.
Okay. Yes, Aradhya?
Ma'am, I was sitting there.
Okay, you were just sitting on your, okay. So as you can see, what Aradhya is showing, that is what a Porsche is. Okay. Okay. So approach.
Can
uh,
spotlight.
sorry, dear.
Can you spotlight her?
Okay, I think I need to adjust this camera because it's not showing
Ma'am,
me
can
much.
you please mute it?
Ma'am, can